Hello, my good people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. This is what we are saying. All these Oloris in the Ooni's palace. You see, they've been looking for the downfall of the Ooni of Ile-Ife. You see what they have just caused now. Since all this while, they've been trying to see the downfall of this king, so that he will have problem with the people of Ile-Ife, most especially the elders in the palace. You see, they've been setting traps that will catch the king, the king, and Queen Naomi, because so that the king will not have time for Naomi. You see what they have just caused. Was because of them. That is why the king went to see Queen Naomi on a certain day that the elders said that the king should not go out. They said there is certain market day that the king supposed not to go out throughout that day until he might have finished his assignment. But because of what the Oloris caused in the palace, made Queen Naomi to hurriedly left. So that day now, the Kabiyesi wanted to go and console Queen Naomi, forgetting that that day he's supposed not to go out of the palace. The kingmakers, the elders, heard of it. They were bitter against the king, telling the king that why should he go out on that day, because he knows the rule and regulation in that palace that that particular market day the king supposed not to go out of the palace, but he go against the rule and regulation of the tradition in the Kabiyesi, that is here in his palace. So the elders now, they are against him, that for going out of the palace that day, that particular market day, he has to receive the punishment. And the punishment, they say now that if after finding out from the gods of the Ile-Ife, if Kabiyesi were to be found guilty, well, depending on the punishment, the gods will determine from the gods the punishment they are going to give to him. But there some are saying it could be to to dethrone him, or any other type of punishment. See what all these women have caused now because of jealousy. You see, it was worse Queen Naomi had that day, that she has to run out of the palace without being announced. That is why Kabiyesi said, went out to her to visit her, to console her, to tell her that she should not worry because of what all the Oloris have just done. You see, that is one of the problem, is that they said Olori TikTok is pregnant. She's pregnant for Kabiyesi. And Kabiyesi is saying that for all this while, she has not having any affairs with all the Oloris, because they warned him not to have anything to do with all these women, because they just want to put him into problem. From nowhere, Olori TikTok came saying that she's pregnant for Kabiyesi. And Kabiyesi said, for a long time now, I have not come near to each and every one of you because of the warning they've given me, that I should distance myself from all these Oloris because they are looking for trouble. It was only Naomi I used to have the love and to have anything to do with. Now, you people are saying, yeah, Olori TikTok said she's pregnant for me. Is it by dream or by what? By trance? That is what, although Olori Queen Naomi trusted Kabiyesi, but for her to hear that type of thing, she was annoyed, hurriedly left the palace. Now that is why Kabisi said, okay, let me go and meet her and tell her, explain that all what Olori TikTok is saying is a lie. Just want to bring a problem between me and you, or between me and the gods, because already they warned me not to have anything to do with them, both internally and outside. I may be giving them the allowances, but for me to enter into the room or climb bed with them, it's an abomination. They warned me, but I have not done that. All this one, Lori TikTok is saying, is a lie. That is why the king hardly went to Queen Naomi to explain. But that day, they said the king supposed not to go out. That market day, particular market day, that is an abomination. It's have been in the rule and regulation of the palace that that particular day you should not go out. Now the elders now they are against him. Although the king is the head of this thing, but there are some certain rules and regulations, just like a constitution, that you don't have to break that rule. If you break the rule, eh, the consequences he will face, only God knows. But the elders, they are the one that will do the judgment through the gods. You see, my brother and sister, this is what we are saying, that all these women with their problem, they are just looking for the downfall of the Ooni of Ife. But God will not allow them to have their way, because all this while, they're planning evil here and there because of Queen Naomi. That because they want him to leave Queen Naomi, not to love her the way he has been loving Queen Naomi. So that is the plan of the king, the Oloris, to bring the king down. But they will not succeed by God's grace. See what I have just caused now. You see, because of a common market day, that the king went and visited Naomi out of the palace. Now they say that the king had broken the rule and regulation of the palace, the tradition. My brothers and sisters, what do you see to all this that all these women have just caused now? But I know by God's grace and the gods of Ilefe and the Almighty God will vindicate the king from all this issue now. My brothers and sisters, all these Oloris are very wicked, jealous because of Queen Naomi. That is why they are doing all this one. They want the king to love only them, or that the king should not have anything to do with Queen Naomi. See now what they have just caused now, my brothers and sisters, telling lies every now and then, trying to put the king and Queen Naomi into problems so that the king will not have anything to do with Queen Naomi. But they are lying, my brothers and sisters. This is what we are saying. We heard from the internet and social media. My brothers and sisters, in the comment section, you are free to say your opinion on all these issues. Subscribe to this channel. Share, love, and like. Thanks and God bless. Amen.